presentation on the item. And then initially, questions are open just to the commission for technical questions. Once we're done with that, we close it and go to public comment. If you have something to say, we ask that you step up to the microphone and state your name and address so we have it for the minutes. With that, let us call the roll, Mr. Mark.
Can we wait just a second? I think
All right.
I just want to see if we're having any issues with. We have some members who are going to join virtually, but I don't see them in yet. Oh, there's John. Okay, so I just want to make sure it is working. It does look like it is.
All right.
Prop here. Koulibaly. Margie.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Present. Kiefer. I had to unmute you. Sorry, John. Kiefer.
He said here.
Did he? Okay. Palmieri.
There he is.
Perry.
Here.
Growth.
Here.
Fortek.
Here.
Oh, and Koulibaly looks like he's here now as well.
All right.
Right now we have 9 present.
All right, thank you. Moving on to the approval of the minutes. Do we have any questions, deletions, et cetera, to the minutes from the last meeting of April 21st?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, let's move on to item number 1. Item number 1, accept the storm sewer easement at 1658 Maricopa Drive.
Inspections.
Oh, any site inspections? I walk by there quite frequently, actually. I know where it is. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
One other item, if I could,
I'm
very
sorry.
quickly. I would ask members that are in attendance today, you do need to speak relatively loudly for the virtual members to be able to hear us. So just please, if you could keep that in mind as you are talking today, project very loudly, make sure we can hear them.
All right, off to you, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. There we go. Okay, the Department of Public Works is requesting the acceptance of a storm sewer easement located at 1658 Maricopa Drive. On the screen is an air photo showing the subject property and where the easement's going to be located. The easement is triangular, 15 feet by 15 feet by 15.11 feet, and approximately 98 square feet in size. The purpose of the easement is to allow the city to install a storm sewer inlet and associated piping within the easement. The new inlet will improve surface drainage from the owner's property and help the city's overall stormwater management system in the area. The easement will allow the city to have continued rights to access the easement area to maintain, upgrade, or replace the structures. The city has been working with the property owner, and the owner has agreed to grant the easement. The city attorney's office has drafted the necessary easement documents. I believe they have all been signed already. Once approved by Common Council, the easement will be recorded at the Winnebago County Register of Deeds. So with that, staff is recommending approval of the acceptance of the storm sewer easement as proposed.
Thank you. Any technical questions from the staff on this, or for the staff on this one? Okay, anybody here from the public to comment on this item today? All right, seeing none, back to the commission for discussion. We need a motion.
Motion to approve the findings as stated in the staff report.
We have a second?
Second.
All right, discussion? All right, then let's call a roll.
Ford.
Aye.
Hintz.
Aye.
Kiefer. I'm gonna have to unmute you so we can hear. Kiefer. All right, we'll come back.
I read his lips. He said aye.
Look like an eye.
Perry,
Aye.
Groth,
Aye.
Prop,
Aye.
Kulabali.
Hard hearing.
Clearly having some audio issues here. Let me.
You could do this or this, or...
Well, we're here already.
All right, let's try this again. Kulabali.
Aye.
There we go. Now we got it working. Kiefer. Still can't hear John. John?
He's
He's having issues, I think.
Okay, well, we'll just keep going there. Davey?
Aye.
Wojtek?
Aye. Good enough?
Good enough.
All right. I was remiss, I forgot to introduce our newest member, Margie Davy. Welcome to the commission.
There we go.
We usually smooth a little more slowly than this, but welcome to the committee, Margie. We're glad to have you here.
Thanks, Tom.
Moving on to item number 2, it's a street right-of-way dedication along the south side of the 2600 block of Witzel Avenue. Do we have any site inspections? Okay. We accept the staff report as part of the record, and on to you, Jeffrey.
Mark, can you switch?
Site inspections?
Oh, site
Yeah, we-
inspection?
You
Yeah, we
already.
did that already.
Okay, this is a right-of-way dedication request along the south side of the 2600 block of Witzel Avenue. Up on the screen, I have a air photo showing the subject site. This area, or this section of Witzel Avenue is the only section between Meriden Road and Oakwood Road not dedicated at 100 feet wide. Currently, this section of Witzel Avenue is dedicated 45 feet on the south side of Witzel Avenue. What this dedication will be doing is dedicating that missing 5 feet to make this entire stretch from Meriden to Oakwood Road a full 100 feet wide. This came about recently. There's a CSM that was submitted to the city to combine 3 lots together. Up on the screen, it's there's 2 smaller residentially sized lots and a larger tract of land to the south. Those 3 lots are being combined into one. During review, Public Works noted that, or noticed that missing section of the 45-foot right-of-way on the south side. So they requested to dedicate that extra 5 feet just so the entire stretch is equally dedicated at 100 feet wide. So staff is recommending acceptance or approval of the right-of-way dedication on the south side of Witzel Avenue as proposed.
Okay, any technical questions from the commission? Doesn't look like it. All right, seeing none, is there anybody from the public here that wants to speak to this item today? Okay, we'll close public comment. Now we need a motion.
Motion to accept the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Straightforward stuff. Okay, then let's call the roll and take a vote.
Ford?
Aye.
Hintz?
Aye.
Kiefer? Kiefer?
Aye.
Perry?
Aye.
Groth?
Aye.
Prop?
Aye.
Kulabali?
Aye.
Davy?
Aye.
Wojtek?
Aye.
9-0.
All right, item number 3, this is a public hearing for a zone change from Business Park District to Business Park with a Planned Development Overlay District for properties located at the northeast corner of Jackson Street and West Furno Avenue. Have we had any site inspections there? Several. We accept the staff report as part of the record. On to you, Stephen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You bet, sir.
So item 3 is a zone change request from straight Business Park BP to Business Park with a Planned Development Overlay, so BPPD, for 3 contiguous parcels located at the northeast corner of Jackson Street and Furno Avenue. See if this will work here. Mark, do you know if this battery is still? Okay, there we go. So here is the subject site. There's actually 3 parcels outlined in blue there, just at the northeast corner of Fernald and Jackson there. You can see some of the surrounding properties. There's kind of a mix of different land uses around the subject parcels. The subject parcels formerly had residential uses on them. A property owner has come to us and would like to prepare these parcels for redevelopment. Surrounding area consists primarily of residential, industrial, some institutional and some commercial uses. You can kind of see the different land uses here, the existing land uses. A lot of industrial just to the east, and I think some institutional to the north. There's some residential there just to the north of the subject property. Some of these properties to the west are in the town. You can see the county B2 and B3 zoning there. Just wanted to kind of give you an overview. There's an aerial of the subject site there, so you can see the 3 parcels in question. So what they're looking to do, they came to us a couple of times. Many of you that have been on the commission for a while will remember that late last year there were 2 workshops that we held. I believe December 3rd, 2019 and January 21st of 2020. So actually one last year, one this year, where the applicant wanted to discuss a potential proposal for redeveloping that site. We as staff told them that a rezone would be the first step in the process. The comprehensive land use plan recommends industrial for the subject property, by the way.
I may have to just click for you, Stephen, sorry.
Thanks, Mark. No, here, I had Jeff in our office put this map in just to kind of show you the 2040 comp plan land use recommendation. For these zone changes, the zoning ordinance does not prescribe a set of standards for these. We rely on the comprehensive plan recommendation and on good planning principles for these. So we as staff are supportive of this zone change request. We believe that this is in keeping with the comprehensive plan. It'll be consistent with the business park zoning just to the south along Jackson. I think the intent of the business park zoning rather than the heavy industrial was to serve as a buffer between the heavy industrial zoning on the east and the Jackson corridor, which is pretty prominent on the west of this site. So in doing it as a plan development overlay, it gives us a little bit of flexibility, both us as staff, you as the commission, and even the applicant to request land uses that would not be permitted under straight business park zoning, but also would allow you flexibility in asking for more from the applicant. You know how we like to ask for things, increased landscaping, increased architectural, et cetera. So we are supportive of this. The applicant, just to tell you what they would like to do or to remind you, they would like to do a personal storage facility on the eastern part of what will become the combined site. They will have to combine these 3 parcels. And then on the west part of it along Jackson, they want to do a climate-controlled storage along with office and retail supporting uses. Personal storage is not a permitted use in the business parks district, so they would have to come back and do a general development plan, specific implementation plan, so a GDP, SIP, and that would be a separate request. So it is important to note that if you approve this zone change today, that does not imply that you're supportive of their specific request. We as staff still have concerns with the architectural and the land use that would have to be worked out, but we felt that this zone change would be supportable. It is in harmony with the comprehensive plan and with the surrounding zoning.
That it?
Yep.
Well put.
Yeah, and I just want to reiterate what
Just talking zone change here.
staff supporting the zone change because it is consistent with the comprehensive plan. The development plans, as they come forward, will be reviewed separately from this zone change. By supporting this, we do not necessarily support the land use, but we can work through those issues when they file for a plan development application.
I can see you're going to have a long discussion for the next phase of this project, but this one shouldn't be difficult. Any technical questions for Mr. Wiley? Yes.
Yes, so the property that's directly to the east is currently in the PD district, correct?
I do not believe so. I think it's heavy industrial, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's straight HI to the east.
Just HI.
So there's I'm aware of a current movement going on throughout the state of those types of businesses being rezoned from heavy industrial types of uses because they're no longer recognizing the original service for which that organization was once served. And it would maybe become adult day, which I don't think would fall under an industrial use, and so the property may have to be rezoned in the future. If that were to occur, how would that affect this property on the corner? Will we be creating an island?
The business park zoning is that hybrid commercial industrial district with the plan development overlay, so I don't feel that it would create an island with the BP business park. Rezoning that other property could be challenging because it is in the industrial park. So that is something that'll have to be worked through at that time, just because of the nuances of the industrial park and the covenants and restrictions they have, and the difference between that and the zoning ordinance. But I don't think it would be an issue in our zoning code if that did need to get rezoned in the future by using the business park.
Thank you.
Other technical questions? All right, seeing none, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? Going once, twice, 3 times, okay. That closes public hearing. Back to the commission. We need a motion to adopt the findings.
Move to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Friends? Seeing none, let's call the roll.
Ford,
Aye.
Hintz,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Groth,
Aye.
Prop,
Aye.
Kulabali,
Aye.
Davy,
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Carries 9-0.
On to item number 4, a public hearing for conditional use permit request to allow a roof-mounted small solar energy system at 11 Chateau Terrace. Did we have any site inspections? We did, at least one. Don't see anything up there.
Who's
We-
the one? Sorry.
It was Kathy.
Thank you.
We accept the staff report as part of the record. Take it away, Jeff.
Thank you. This is a request to allow placement of a small roof-mounted solar energy system on an existing single-family home. The site is located at 11 Chateau Terrace. On the screen is a land use map showing the property. The subject site is 0.22 acres in size, located at the northern cul-de-sac bulb of Chateau Terrace, and is generally located, or the property is generally located at the northeast of the Jackson and Snell Road intersection. The site consists of a single-family house constructed in 2002 with an attached garage, and the surrounding area mostly consists of similar single-family dwellings and transitioning to 2-family duplexes and apartment buildings further south. Small solar energy systems are classified as an accessory use and are only permitted through a conditional use permit in any zone district. The applicant is proposing to install 2 groups of 8 panels. Let's see here. Yeah, let me go back to that one. This is a site plan that was submitted. 2 groups of 8 panels are proposed to be installed. Each panel is approximately 5 foot by 3 foot in size, and together the array will generate up to 3.8 kilowatts of AC power, or just under 5 kilowatts of DC electric power. The purpose of the array is to reduce the consumption of energy from local service providers. As far as review, Wisconsin statutes limit the municipality's ability to restrict the placement of private renewable energy systems, and the city must apply state statute to evaluate these types of requests. Now, the city cannot restrict placement or use of these types of structures unless the restriction satisfies one of the following conditions. First condition being serves to preserve or protect the public health or safety. Number 2 is does not significantly increase the cost of the system or decrease its efficiency. And the third condition is allows for an alternative system of comparable cost and efficiency. So staff is of the opinion that this request does not satisfy any of those criteria. The location of the panels are viewable from the public street. However, the panels are going to be located on the southern portion of the house, which is most desirable to take advantage of the sun's rays. The applicant states that the array will not negatively impact the neighboring properties in regard to noise, glare, or hours of operation. Go back to this slide here. These are a couple of examples submitted by the applicant showing similar solar panels installed on houses, one from Iowa and the other from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, just to give you an idea of what they're going to look like once installed. Staff is in support of the proposed small solar energy system as the use should not be detrimental to the surrounding area. Nationwide, these types of systems are becoming more commonplace as the public is moving to become more sustainable and less reliant on commercial service providers. The Inspection Services Division reviewed this request and will require structural designs of the existing roof structure just to ensure that the roof can support the added weight of the panels. So with that, staff is in support of this is just some technical documents supplied showing details on the panels. And staff is recommending approval of the proposed CUP for the small solar array with the findings listed in your staff report, and that's it.
All right, thank you. Technical questions from the commission. Yes, Tom.
So what is the pitch of the roof on the building that we are considering? It's simply because there is glare that comes from these panels if the pitch is pretty steep, and facing obviously south is going to mean that the glare is going to be there potentially all day long. While I'm all for solar or renewable energy, one of the things that I think that we need to consider is adopting standards for such, because this is going to happen more often. I know 2 neighbors in my neighborhood that want to do this. Facing the street is a little bit of a concern for me. Knowing what the pitch is might be a concern because there could be glare. You're going right down that street. It could glare the whole way down to the end of that court.
Do we have that information?
I am trying to look now. Any other questions while I'm looking this up?
Any other technical questions? Yes, John.
Do we have any standards on the books at all? I mean,
No, the state really limits our ability to do much with these. I think Jeff kind of listed those 3 items that are in the state code. The one that I think, Mr. Perry referencing with the public safety is probably about the only way you could put in standards. I would caution, and we'd want to get some legal advice if we chose to do so, because cell phone towers and these renewable energy sources are highly regulated by the state on what we're allowed to do.
so on this one, the public safety would definitely could be an issue because of it, like what Tom said, with that going directly down the street. When
Yeah.
people are driving in the middle of the day.
If we can prove that there is a public health safety
Right.
from that, yes, that could be something we could condition or use for a basis of denial.
Yeah, I think that's information that what he asked about the roof.
Go ahead, Tom.
I mean, so I really do believe it's something we should look at just to do that, because there are some pretty significant roof pitches that, especially with newer homes in this community, in the city. And then, perhaps doing standards, if your pitch is so high, then it can't be front facing, it can be back facing.
I would say
that
the
type of
state law
stuff.
would shoot that down, because the state law says you can't force them into a less efficient solution, unfortunately.
Yeah. So something I think that needs to be looked at,
Yeah,
because
I
it
think
can
we
be
can
an issue.
definitely, we'll probably give Steven some more stuff to look up, like he did the awesome job on the metal roofs for us.
It's the same
So-
thing as the metal roofs.
Yep, I think, and I can see a lot of the same applying, some of the concerns we have with those metal roofs with the glare, and
I feel a workshop coming. Go ahead, John.
Can we get the Google Street View of the place? That would at least help a little bit.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
give us
looking
an
at now.
idea.
All right, see what I can do.
Better than blindly guessing.
This home?
It's gonna be the one next to it.
I have to share it with our virtual members as well, so bear with me a second. Figure it out from the staff report which home it is. And Jeff had an image in there. It was in the PowerPoint, wasn't it, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
So it would be. It'd be, I believe, this home. Does that look like they're right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There.
It's gonna be,
No. This home.
Oh, it looks like there's slopes in the
Oh.
front.
Yeah.
It's double dormers on the front. Looks like that one right there.
This.
That one
there
right
we go.
there.
We got to figure it out.
So it's not exactly
Ooh, it's-
straight down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one with the White House.
This
with the
one.
dormers. It's that one.
Yeah, there's a pitch.
it could be an issue over the garage, but I don't think it would be an issue anywhere else.
Does this go to the council after we do it, or
No.
is this one that?
No, CUP,
Or-
yes, this would go to the council for final approval.
They'll have some chance to ask some questions too.
Right.
We have other technical questions as long as we're still in that category. Okay, seeing none, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? We'd love to hear from you. All right, going once, twice, three times. All right, back to the commission. We need a motion to adopt the findings.
Motion to adopt the findings as stated in the staff report.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Okay, further discussion. Anything? So you've noted the issues that were raised. Okay, Mike?
Yeah, just real quick, we have, for the rules for this session for city council, we have reports coming from each of the liaisons to the different commissions. So when this goes to plan commission, or when this goes to council, we'll have me giving a report about this meeting, and I'll be sure to bring up that issue. So at the very least, it's on the radar screen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Other commentary? All right, seeing none, let's call the roll.
Ford,
Aye.
Hintz,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Groth,
Aye.
Prop,
Aye?
Kulabali,
Aye.
Davy,
Aye.
Wojtek,
Aye.
carries 9-0.
All right, I'm told that item number 5 has been removed from the agenda. Am I correct, sir?
Correct. We received contact from the petitioner yesterday asking that the request be withdrawn.
All right, then let us move on to item number 6. This again is a public hearing for a conditional use permit request for an outdoor commercial entertainment use at 701 North Main Street. Brian, it's on to you.
Thank you.
Inspections.
Oh, has there been any site inspections? Pardon me.
Yeah.
All right, we accept the staff report as part of the record? No, it's here.
Come on, mouse. Computer issues, sorry.
We will be ever patient.
There we go. Actually.
All right. Okay, so this is a conditional use permit request for an outdoor commercial entertainment land use. So the subject site is located at the corner of North Main Street and West Irving Avenue. The surrounding area is mostly commercial and mixed uses. The property is zoned UMU. Here's an aerial view of the subject site. It consists of two parcels that are currently in the process of being combined. They were previously mixed-use buildings that were razed due to fire damage in 2019.
I just broke it, didn't I? Can you change it now?
You or me, it's not working. Okay, so here's the site plan. So the applicant is requesting, they're planning to rebuild the former Mabel Murphy's Tavern in approximately the same location, right at the corner of right at the intersection there. They are proposing an outdoor patio use to the north side of the building. It'll include an outdoor paved patio area as well as an enclosed patio area. And there's the landscaping plan. So they are providing sufficient paved area or yard and building foundation landscaping points. So they're meeting that landscaping requirement for the patio area. They're also meeting setback requirements as well, being in line with the existing building footprint, or the previous building footprint that they're rebuilding. They are showing a dumpster enclosure in the site plan. Public Works did note that that would be an issue as they will be backing into the public street. However, this request is only for the outdoor entertainment land use or the patio area, so that can be addressed during the site plan review process. They are not providing any parking, and they do not need to provide any parking as they are within the parking exemption overlay district. And with that, staff recommends approval of the conditional use permit for outdoor commercial entertainment at 701 North Main Street, as proposed with the findings in your staff report.
All right, thank you, sir. Technical questions? Kathy?
This is only, we're doing this outdoor entertainment CUP because it's a patio,
Correct.
not because we are authorizing loud bands at this point or anything like that, correct?
Just for the outdoor entertainment land use, as it's zoned UMU, requires a CUP.
Yeah, so anything like bands and music will come when they submit a general,
No, this would be the final approval for the outdoor entertainment. They would have to comply with all the noise ordinance standards and all of that. None of that changes.
oh, okay.
This is the commercial outdoor entertainment is the outdoor patio for dining. If they wanted to have music, they could, but they still have to follow all city ordinances for noise. It does not exempt them out from that.
Okay, thank you.
Other technical questions?
So this is patio is going to be in the space that the other building was in?
Correct. North side where that other building used to sit.
Any other technical questions? Seeing none, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? Going once, twice? All right, let's close public comment, and I seek a motion to adopt the findings.
Make a motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion? Seeing none, let's take a vote.
Ford,
Aye.
Hintz,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Roth,
Aye.
Prop,
Aye?
Kulabali,
Aye.
Davy,
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Carries 9-0.
On to item number 7. This, again, is a public hearing for a conditional use permit request for an outdoor storage area at 2676 South Oakwood Road. Do we have any site inspections? We have a couple. And then we do accept the staff report as part of the record. Take it away, Stephen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this one here, this item is a CUP request, conditional use permit request for an outdoor storage area. Outdoor storage areas require conditional use permits under our zoning ordinance. Here's the subject site in blue. You can see right now it's 3 parcels. Musa Sheet Metal Company is going to be taking over this site and would like to relocate their operations from their Furnow Avenue and their North Main Street facilities to this site. It is in the Southwest Industrial Park. You can see a lot of gray around there, so a lot of that is industrial. What they're looking to do is compatible with the 2040 comprehensive plan. They're looking to use the existing industrial building, about 71,150 square feet industrial building, for office production of and storage of metal products that they do, and then as a hub of their operations. They would store raw materials used in their production of their products out on that storage lot, and they'd also store their fleet vehicles there. You can see an aerial here just showing it a little bit better. You can see the existing building on the eastern portion of the site. All 3 of these parcels will have to be combined at some point, but you can see how right now there are currently 3. They'll just become 1 eventually. Existing parking just to the north of the building is right there. So we'll kind of get into what they're looking to do here. Just want to note that the only thing we're approving here is the outdoor storage area. So I'm just including this to kind of give you a sense overall of what they're doing for the site. The first thing, as I mentioned, would be a lot combination. 3 lots would become 1 lot. They would remodel the interior of the existing 71,000 square foot building. They're not going to be adding to that building, so we don't have to worry about that. They're just going to be remodeling the interior. The big thing, like I mentioned, the creation of an 89,539 square foot outdoor storage area on the site. The creation of new surface parking, so 90 stalls to accommodate their employees. They would be creating a Badger Avenue access drive. You'll see that on their site plans. And then the creation of a new detention pond to the north of the storage area. So you'll also see that. You can kind of see here their proposed plan. So they're building there, and then just to the north of the existing parking will be those 90 surface stalls there. And then their 89,500 square foot outdoor storage area. It's kind of designated to the east of the building right there, and then fenced in. It would be fenced in. And then the existing access drive from Oakwood there, and the proposed access drive from Badger right there. So they're going to be adding, I think they're going to have, for total new impervious area, close to 144,000 square feet, so about 20% of the lot area. As far as our parking calculations, they are going to fall within code. You can see they are going to be proposing some landscaping with that parking area. So that is, we ran the calculations, they ran the calculations, they will be good as far as parking. I think the minimum number of spaces is 111, the maximum is 139, and they come in at 120, so they're good to go on that. Their landscaping, or actually, before I get into that, screening, I should say, they do have to fence in this outdoor storage area with an 8-foot solid fence per ordinance. They do designate it, as you can see, it's a little hard to see, but on their plan, it is enclosed completely and will be. There will be a gate there. They will store, have a separate area for pallets, and then the rest will be for raw materials and for their vehicle fleet parking. They have not submitted any fencing details or specifications, but they will have to do that as part of the site plan review process. So, and we also recommend a condition of approval be that they submit final fencing specifications and details to be reviewed by us as part of the site plan review process. As far as parking, or landscaping, excuse me, they did submit a landscaping plan for the site. Right now, they have street frontage landscaping just to the west of the parking area there. So they are accounting for street frontage landscaping. They are also accounting for paved area landscaping within 10 feet of the paved area, also the planter islands that are required by code. One noteworthy thing is that they are going to have to add yard landscaping. For heavy industrial uses, it is 10 points for every 1,000 square feet of building, or in this case, outdoor storage area. Since they're adding about 89,500 square feet of outdoor storage area, they have to add 895 points of yard landscaping. They can either designate existing points from existing species and plants on the property, or they can plant new plantings on the property, or both, but they have to account for that. So that'll be something that we'll require as part of the site plan review process, is a finalized landscaping plan. As far as building foundation landscaping, they're good because they are not making any modifications to the building. They also do not require any buffer yard landscaping because the surrounding land uses and zoning is the same as the subject property. Just making sure I hit all of these things here. In the PowerPoint, we don't have anything on lighting or signage, but I just want to mention those. They are not going, as far as lighting, they have not submitted a photometric plan. They will have to do so. Their outdoor storage area is not subject to lighting standards, but their parking lot and their access drive off of Badger will be. Those are new parking and access areas. They have to meet the code minimum lighting standards. So we are going to require a photometric plan that's code compliant to be submitted to us for our review as part of the site plan review process. As far as signage, no sign plans were submitted, and the petitioner has not proposed any changes to the site as far as signage. Building facades, as I mentioned, the building footprint will not change. The facades have not, they have not submitted any building elevations, building facades. They're not proposing at this point any changes as far as we know. For stormwater management, I just want to mention that they are adding that new stormwater pond, as I mentioned. We go back, I just want to show you, I believe it's a little hard to see, but just to the north of the proposed storage area. So they're going to be adding that. That is going to involve the construction of new stormwater management devices to treat the stormwater runoff for sediment and phosphorus runoff. It is also going to, it will treat the runoff from the outdoor storage. And we as staff, we're of the opinion we are recommending approval of this CUP. We believe that it is in harmony with the heavy industrial land use, the surrounding land uses. The applicant has noted that they are not going to be storing any hazardous materials or substances. It's going to just be for the storage of raw materials used in the production of music products, and also their fleet vehicles. They are not going to, it's not going to be obstructing any access or pedestrian vehicle access circulation on the site. It's tucked away on the east side of the developed part of the site, and so there will be clear access from Oakwood. That drive is not changing. The Badger Avenue drive will also afford access. So we do not think it will be detrimental to the site as long as the solid fencing and landscaping are installed per ordinance standards. And with that, we would recommend approval of this.
All right, thank you. Technical questions? Go ahead, Kath.
The east part of the property remains vacant, green space?
Yes, at this point.
Okay.
Other technical questions? Seeing none, is anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? All right. Let's back to the commission. Comments, questions, thoughts? Kathy?
Just that the green lawns out in the industrial park are beautiful. They're just gorgeous. So I want to compliment the ordinance and the industries for doing that.
I go through there all the time. It is a very nice place, especially when you think about what could be there.
Oh, yeah.
Other thoughts or comments? Okay, then we need a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt the findings and recommendations as stated in the staff report.
Second?
Okay, any discussion? Seeing none, let's call the roll.
Ford,
Aye.
Hintz,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Groth,
Aye.
Prop,
Aye.
Kulabali,
Aye.
Davy,
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Passed 9-0.
On to item number 8. This is a public hearing also for a zone change from heavy industrial district to heavy industrial district with a planned development overlay and approval of a general development plan and specific implementation plan for a rail yard expansion at 191 West 28th Avenue. Do we have any site inspections? Down on the south side. All right. We accept the staff report as part of the record. Brian, it's all yours.
Thank you. So this is a zone change request to include a plan development overlay for the property, as well as a request for a general development plan and specific implementation plan. So the subject site is zoned heavy industrial. It has frontage on that's Waukau, West 28th, and Bradley Street. The surrounding area is predominantly industrial and open space uses. So staff is supportive of the request for the plan development overlay, as you know, the intent of this is to accommodate expansion of the existing hydrite land use, and there's hardships related to the lot configuration. So they are proposing to expand their property with a rail yard branching south from the existing railroad track along the hydrite plant. Here's kind of a site plan of the property showing that, again, that rail yard extending south from the plant. Here's a closer view of the rail yard. So the tracks will be extending into the front and street side setbacks, which are 30 feet in the HI district. There'll also be a pathmobile track that extends into that setback as well. Based on the proposed plan, the tracks and the ballast base will extend up to the property line and also encroach slightly into that public right-of-way. So Public Works did note that they would like a 10-foot separation provided from the right-of-way along both frontages to make sure there's no encroachment into that right-of-way area, and also to provide room for their large evergreen trees that they're proposing. So they will need a base standard modification to allow the 10-foot setback, where a 30-foot setback is required. They're also requesting a BSM for a rail car bumper in the 30-foot by 30-foot vision triangle. Here's the plan for that. It does show an earthen berm as part of the bumper. Public Works did note that they would not want the earthen berm to be within that within the 30-foot by 30-foot vision triangle, but they are supportive of the bumper being in the vision triangle, as it is relatively small in size, but they would like final review of the placement of that bumper. The applicant is also requesting a BSM related to the fencing. They do have 8-foot tall chain link security fencing around most of the property right now, but they will be replacing some of that, as well as filling in areas to have the fencing completely enclosed for the site. And that fencing, again, will be up to the property line, and it will be 8-foot tall chain link with barbed wire, which requires a BSM to be in the front yard area. One note, the site plan staff is also recommending a condition with the setback reduction that they have double the street frontage landscaping points along both frontages to offset that setback reduction. And here's the landscape plan. So it does show medium and tall evergreen trees along both frontages, and it does double the required landscaping points for the street frontages. So they are meeting that requirement. They also need a BSM for the south property line for the street frontage landscaping there, as code requires medium trees. Those are all large evergreen trees, but in this case, it makes more sense to do those trees to provide screening for that rail yard. Also, the applicant did note that the creek running through their property will be realigned, and they're working with the DNR and Army Corps of Engineers on plans for the creek realignment. Here is further north showing their landscaping, and they are meeting all landscaping requirements, and again, doubling the street frontage landscaping points with evergreen trees to break up that rail yard being in the front setback. Hard to see on here, but they are proposing a lighting plan. They are not proposing any parking areas, but they are proposing lighting to light their rail yard. They will have one light pole that extends into the 30-foot front setback at about just under 27 feet off the front property line. So they do need a BSM for that, as it's necessary to provide lighting for that rail yard. Staff is supportive as the increased landscaping is utilized to mitigate that concerns related to that setback. And here's the photometric plan, which the photometric plan does meet lighting levels along the property lines. And staff recommends approval of the rezone, GDP, and SIP with the findings in your staff report and the conditions in your staff report.
All right, thank you. Technical questions? All right, seeing none, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? We're all ears. Going once, twice? Okay, back to the commission. We need a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt the findings of the staff report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, let's call the roll, sir.
Ford.
Aye.
Hintz.
Aye.
Kiefer.
Aye.
Perry.
Aye.
Groth.
Aye.
Prop.
Aye.
Kulabali.
Aye.
Davy.
Aye.
Voitek.
Aye.
Passes 9-0.
Okay, on to our final item of business today. Item number 9, which is also a public hearing. This one for a zone change from institutional district to institutional district with a plan development overlay and approval of a general development plan for the modifications to the Sunnyview Expo Center at 500 East County Road Y. Any site inspections? Okay. We accept the staff report as part of the record? On you, Brad.
This is a zone change request to add a plan development overlay to the subject site, as well as a request for a general development plan. The subject site is the Winnebago County Fairgrounds and Sunnyview Expo Center. It's located on the north side of County Road Y, east of Jackson Street. There's a view of the subject property. So the applicant is requesting a plan development overlay to allow for expansion of the Expo Center parking facilities, as they do not meet current surfacing requirements, as they're predominantly gravel areas. So staff is supportive of the rezone to add the PD to accommodate this unique land use. So the applicant is proposing a two-phase approach to their improvements of the Sunnyview Expo Center. And at this point, they are proposing expansion and improvement of the Expo East campus. And those improvements include expansion and reshaping of gravel RV and trailer camping lots, installation of perimeter lighting, recontouring of drainage ways and installation of storm sewer, installation of storm sewer containment ponds, construction of a access drive within the site, and RV electrical services expansions and upgrades. So here's their preliminary plan for phase 1. Again, this is just a GDP, so general development plan, as they have not submitted signage, landscaping, stormwater, or site lighting plans. So they are just requesting the GDP, as those plans would be required as part of the SIP process. And as I'd mentioned, they are proposing expansion of legal non-conforming parking surfaces, which are gravel, and a BSM will be required to expand with a non-conforming surface, and that will be addressed during the SIP phase. And staff recommends approval of the rezone and general development plan with the findings in your staff report.
All right, technical questions? I have one. Did we? Oh, go ahead.
I'll just add real quickly. Yeah, Plan Commission may remember
There we go.
year and a half ago-ish,
Right.
we had a workshop. County Parks came in and kind of showed their thought and their master plan of what they were going to like to see as some improvement and changes start to happen out at the county park. This is just the first step in starting to implement it. As we talked about that time, it doesn't really make sense for the county park to have hard surface parking for the limited use they have. So we determined at that meeting that maybe plan development was their best option. Like I said, this is getting the zoning in place and at least a general plan. Then as phases of their project come forward, as Mr. Way put in his narrative, they're hoping to start late this fall, moving into 21. Obviously, as their funding kind of progresses, they'll build off of that, come back with SIPs for the project.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I recall, there was pretty severe water drainage issues they wanted to address as well.
Correct. They've got a lot of drainage problems out there, and they're really hoping to start addressing them as they do some of these different phases of the project.
Other technical questions? All right, anyone here from the public to speak to this item today? Okay, back to the commission.
I'll make a motion to approve the findings and recommendations as listed in the staff report.
Second.
Any further discussion? Go ahead, Kathy.
I think this will improve the site. I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. I hope this is part of a number of phases that they can use to make it less of a mosquito haven. Anything else? For our visitors over there? Okay. Let's call the roll, sir.
Ford,
Aye.
Hintz,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Groth,
Aye.
Prop,
Aye.
Kulabali,
Aye.
Davy,
Aye.
Wojtek.
Aye.
Carried 9-0.
All right, with that, you said you had a quick director's report, sir, then we'll adjourn.
I do have a very quick director's report. I don't know how many members are aware, but Tom has chosen to end his time here with the Plan Commission after 15 years.
15 years.
So I did want to take an opportunity to just thank you. I mean, you've been the chairman for almost all of those
Since
15 years.
since 2008.
So 12 years as the chairman of this board as well. I can't express enough from staff, the community, the appreciation we have for the time you served. So we do have
Oh,
a
thank
certificate
you.
for you.
I like
and,
certificates.
A letter as well.
Thank you very much. I
Just
appreciate
want to say
it.
thank you.
This is, I like to call this the Glamour Commission, because I think land use is a huge issue. I continue to be impressed by the city staff. I think what I've seen over the years, and Kathy can vouch for this, I think we do a much better job of working with people and doing workshops and working with people who are applying for things, so that by the time it reaches the commission, our job tends to be a little bit easier because a lot of the issues have been resolved. I'm also astounded by the number of people that watch us on TV. But I'm also intrigued by the amount of concern and care that a lot of the citizens have about what goes on in this town. People do tend to get confused about what we do. Some people think that we make business decisions, and I keep telling people we didn't decide to put that business there. We just approved that use because it fits the zoning. But that said, this has been a great group to work with, and I'm really grateful for everything that people have done for this commission and for me. So thank you very much.
Tom, you've done a great job. We are going to miss you.
Thank you, Kathy.
And for me, Tom, I want to say thanks for the 10+ years I've been here, for being there as a sounding board. You helped when I first got on here, and I know you've helped other people when they first got here. You've always been someone that's very approachable, and you've put a great face forward for our commission, so thank you very much.
I learned very quickly as chair that you need to spend more time facilitating and less time voicing your opinions. We have plenty of people who have opinions that they can share, so I will share mine, but I
At
find
the
it's
end,
more.
usually.
Yeah. Anything else before we adjourn?
I'm trying not to take it too personally, Tom.
Oh, yeah, well, out with the old and with the new. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Done.